Okay, so we've just received our first assignment, and it's panic stations first up, right? Well, don't be alarmed. There's plenty of resources on the library website itself to help you out. One of the major ones that people tend to use is the Ask a Librarian, just over here. So if we click on that one, you can ask a librarian in various ways. You can ask via email, by phone, or in person. And also, one of the most innovative ways is really through MSN, Jabber, and ICQ. They have librarians monitoring their accounts, and they'll be able to get back to you in real time, which is fantastic. Obviously, they are only available during working hours, so they've provided their availabilities up here for you as well. Now, you can ask a librarian anything, especially if you're having trouble accessing anything on the library website or in the library itself. They'll be only too happy to help you, and they really can be your best friends in times of crisis. Okay, another resource that's available on the library website is the Research Hub. So if we just go back to the home page, we can find the Research Hub down in the bottom here, Macquarie University Research Online. So if we just click on that one, this provides us with links to all the different thesis collections that are stored at the university that have been digitized, and also a lot of the journal and conference collections that are published by the university. So this is a fantastic resource for someone who can't get into the library, such as external students, and you can have access to just as much information as someone who can come to the library. So this is a really good way of accessing that. Another resource that the library provides is the library guides. This can be accessed from the library homepage, and we just go up here to Research and click on the link Find Information on My Subject. Okay, so this particular website provides a bunch of information on how to tackle assignments and how to conduct your research for all the different subjects that Macquarie University offers. So we're doing ancient history. In the Ancient History tab, we have a bunch of information on what new books are available, and also a lot of different nice tiny little guides on getting help with your assignment, how to reference properly, and how to cite things correctly. Referencing is something that can be extremely confusing for new students, and there's plenty of guides and help out there for you. Another resource that you can use to get some information on how to use the library correctly can be found on the Tele's Angels website, which is www.telesangels.com.au, and we can access this over here. Okay, so here we are at the Tele's Angels webpage. This is the mentor program that both me and Eleanor are part of that we mentioned earlier in the introduction. There's a number of resources available on this website for new students. It's specifically tailored by students for students. So this is a fantastic resource for you to use. So let's just click on resources down the bottom here. Now, a lot of these resources are directed at on-campus students. However, there's a lot of information for off-campus students as well. And just on this particular topic, if we go to the library tour guide, which is over here, we can find a PDF available on our library tour, which is just a summary of how to use the library correctly and how to conduct research in a methodical way. And also the Ancient History Reference Works list, sort of a summary of the official History Department reference guide, and also a guide on how to use databases. But if you're listening to this, you probably won't need them, but they're there for you anyway.